If the era of chaos is over, then I'll bring new chaos to take its place. I'll seize control of this country. The new Japan will become stronger under my leadership. That's the justice that will guide me in my noble cause!
What is up, guys? DT Ninja here to give you guys my RuroKen Hokkaido Arc Chapter 16 review and discussion. Yes, guys, it's been a while since I've done my last video, but I finally had enough time to do it and sit down. So yeah, here it is. This is a new setup for me. I have my Kenshin, my RuroKen collection behind me. You guys can see my Hokkaido Arc poster over here. You can see my Shishio deathmatch with Kenshin over here. Even my figures of Kenshin and Shishio. So you got all of my stuff Kenshin related is right behind me. So I wanted to do that especially for, you know, my reviews now. So it's going to be split up into two parts. So first part is review. And like I always do, I'm going to point out some things that I noticed throughout the chapter, but this time is going to be a little different. So as you guys can see, I have the volumes with me. Now, I've always had the volumes and I usually use them, but this week, this chapter review is actually going to be a visual review. So I will show the whole chapter from the volume while I talk. So it'll be a lot more visual. And hopefully it won't be too long, but you guys can see this is volume 3, the latest volume of Kenshin. Now, this just happens to have chapter 16 in the volume, so that's great. I can actually show you guys part of the chapter while I am talking. So first things first, let's open it up. There's a really cool poster. Okay, look at this. That's really nice poster of Kenshin. You guys can see I got a lot of miniature posters up here. I highly recommend, if you do get the volumes, that be careful when you try to tear them out, because sometimes, you know, they rip. One of them ripped, but I do have the clear file of that one that I ripped. So, but anyways, I highly recommend the volumes, because they are in Japanese, but they're really cool. You know, I got all 3 of them. So yeah. So anyways, let's get to the chapters. Like I said, the first part is review. So chapter 16. Okay. So starting chapter 16, you can see this is Goryokaku Fortress. Okay, Goryokaku Fortress is the prison, right, that Byakuya is being held in. Right? It's also a real place in history. So it's an actual park you can go to in Hokkaido. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So just wanted to let you guys know that. But yeah, looking at this, you got Byakuya eating. Right? He's eating a snake. It looks like a snake to me. But that is interesting because it shows kind of his personality. You know, he's very kind of adventurous, kind of like survivalist, you know, always excited for the next battle. But it's almost like it's telling us that he's eating these wild, you know, type things, because this is how he grew up, you know, and it's very interesting. So anyways, a really cool illustration by Watsuki at the beginning of Byakuya. And it's very interesting because he's a prisoner. Okay, now look at Byakuya here. The first thing you notice is that he has a tent. Okay, he is living on the outside of a prison, so it's an outdoor prison. But look, he's got a tent. He's got like a cooker here, so he cooked the snake, obviously. He's got like bags and sake, it looks like. I mean, he's got all this type of stuff, you know, to live off of. And then all these, you know, soldiers are here. They're like, every time we look around, he's got new stuff. He's got more stuff. He's living better than us, is what he says. It's kind of funny. But it's like, where is he getting all this? How is he prepared for all this? Like, we saw him like literally dig into the ground and bring up the sake when he, first kind of sat down with Kenshin and told about his past with the Kinkaku Heki, the Kinkaku Heki's past. But like, where did he get everything else? Is it all the same thing? Like, where is it coming from? We know he's got some supernatural power, right? We know that. But he just seems so well prepared. And, it just seems like, is this what he's been trying to do all along? Like, what is this? Like, I'm just trying to figure out where he's coming up with all these things and where they're coming from. Okay, and then all of a sudden, Doi crash lands, right? He's the rock man. He, like, crashes through the ground, and you see him, and he's like, "What's up, Itakura?" And he's like, just killing time. What do you have for me today? And then he's like, "Okay, I got bad news and good news." And he's like, "Well, tell me the bad news first." And he's like, "So the generals of the Kinkaku Heki, which we met in the last chapter, are very upset with you because you're being very selfish," right? He's supposed to be convened, where all the generals are. But look at him. He's just sitting at the, Goryokaku as a prisoner. He's very selfish. And then it says that his master is displeased as well and wants to speak with you. And so he's like, "And the good news?" So he doesn't even like flinch, he doesn't even, not even concerned about that at all. And then he's like, "So the good news?" And he's like, Doi's like, the experimental battles resume. And look at his eyes. His eyes just light up. His eyes light up like he's elated. He's like, "Whoa, like, for real?" It's like the only thing that really got him very excited is battle, violence. This seems to be the only language he understands. But yeah, I found that very interesting. Okay, and then you got Kenshin and Sano, and they're coming to, the barracks, right? Where all the soldiers are, where AG and Nagakura are. Okay, so they try to show off some of their new jackets right here, looking like they're very stylish. And Kenshin and Sano are like, "Really? We really want to, wear those in battle?" And it kind of reminded me of the scene where Kenshin defeats his master, right? And he offers him the coat because he's the new master of the Hiten Mitsurugi style and the new Seijiro Hiko. And he's like, "I don't want to become the new Seijiro Hiko. And the robe wouldn't fit me anyway." So it kind of reminded me of that. But anyway, Saito walks in and things get more interesting. He's like, "So everyone else hasn't arrived yet?" Kenshin goes on to tell that Kaoru is with the kids. And what I find interesting about this is that he goes on and talks about how the kids are, apprentices of the Kashin style. He wants them to be, like Yaiko. He wants them to grow up and learn to protect others with a sword. And he goes on to it in front of Eiji. You see Eiji's right there. So he makes it a point to tell Eiji in a way that this is a path, a possible path that you could take as well. Even though, he's a soldier, it is a possible path. So I found that interesting. He says it right in front of Eiji. And obviously he's talking about Saito as well. But then Saito interrupts him and he says, "Okay, Eiji, I talked to the army and they approved. You can join us in the battle against Kinkaku Heki." And of course, look at his face. He's like, "Yes, sir. I'm very happy, very excited." And then Kenshin's like, no, that's a very bad idea. Very bad. I mean, look at his face. And why do you think that is? Because the Jupongatana are part of their group. And of course, we know their history with the Jupongatana. It's not very good, right? AG has had some really bad history with them. So Kenshin tries to reason with him. He's like, "No, this is bad. He cannot handle this. This is not good." He kind of, I see Kenshin as a father figure to Eiji. And even though Saito is kind of taking him under his wing, Tokyo kind of adopted him, as part of their family. So you would think that Saito would be more, understanding of AG, and his feelings about, the Jupongatana, but no, he just goes on and he's like, yeah, you can handle it, and AG's really happy. Kenshin, on the other hand, is telling him, no, he cannot do this. And then AG gets upset. You guys can see it right there. And he's like, why not? Why am I not good enough? And he's right there saying, why am I not good enough? And then there's the reason. The Jupongatana show up. Sho, Kamatari. And you can see the reactions there. And then Kenshin just, even goes further. He's like, leave the room, guys. And they're just so confused. Like, what's going on? And AG's also confused. And then who shows up? Sojiro Saito shows up. And the sight of Sojiro just sends him into a blinding rage. I mean, like, everything that he remembers about the Jupongatana returns to him in one moment. You can see it right here. You can see Senkaku, the people that killed his, the guy who killed his parents. You see Sojiro, Shishio, Yumi, all of them, all in fire. It's kind of this burning memory of his. And you can see he's like, Omae wa, it's you are the one. Like, he remembers his smile. So he's like, you are the one. And Sojiro's like, it's nice to meet you. He's trying to be, But anyways, you can see the effect this face is having on him. And obviously, it's not good, right? It's not good. Look at this. All in one moment. Like I said, all of his past, his dead brother's over there, Kenshin's over there. You can just see he's just really, really losing it in a mad rage. And then he turns his gun on Sojiro. What I find interesting about this is that, like I said, Kenshin is the one that is, really understanding of AG's situation, but Saito's kind of standoff. He's not really responding or anything, and Nagakura's kind of similar, so I don't know why they're doing that. I know he's a soldier and everything, but come on. I mean, look at this. Then the Jupongatana obviously stop him, right? They stop him because they're pretty much about to, he's about to lose it. Like, they're right there. They put the sword right in front of his face. He's like, nah, you're not talking to me like that. And then he just gets more upset. He's like, Sojiro's like, I'm sorry, I don't remember you. And then he just gets, it just does not go well at all. And then Anji forces Sojiro to apologize. Like, he slams into the ground. That's a great scene. He slams into the ground, and you see him with his gun, and he's like standing over them. And they're apologizing, even though, Sojiro's still kind of confused. Why am I apologizing? But anyways, he's about to blast them, even though they apologize. That's pretty crazy, And then Nagakura steps in. He steps in. He's like, "That's not what a soldier does. This is not soldier, etiquette, and it's not what a warrior would do either. And Saito's like, you know what, AG? If you can't handle this, that's fine. But you either join us or don't." He's kind of really, really straight to the point. He's not really understanding of him, like I said. And Saito's like, you join us or not. That's it. You're going to have to decide. And you can see them all leaving. And Kenshin is really distraught. He's like, man, what can I do? What can I say to him? Like, what can I do? Like I said, he's kind of like a father figure to AG. And Nagakura's like, you can't help him. This is his choice, This is where I'm thinking, like, Nagakura, something feels off, Like, I would think that Nagakura would be the one, because he was the one trying to make friends with everyone. So it kind of surprised me when Nagakura's like, no, he's got to make the decision himself. You got to walk on his 2 feet. And then, Sano's trying to reassure Kenshin. But it's just a really sad scene because, Kenshin was, telling AG, one day you're going to be a really strong guy. And, the speech from Sengetsu Village after he, fights Sojiro and, kind of makes peace with with his parents' death and everything. But anyways, you can see AG right here, and he just looks like he's just really broken. You can see this is a flashback, and it's talking about how I wanted to be just like you, Kenshin, and just like Saito Sensei. And so he really looks up to Saito, right? But then, look at this face. Look at this face. This is just so dark. It's like betrayal, the face of betrayal. And it's almost like he's not going to go after them. He's going to go after the Jupongatana, no matter what. Whatever anyone says, he's going to attack them still. The rage is just within him. So it's kind of sad, and that's pretty much how the chapter ends, guys. That's pretty much how the chapter ends. You see Byakuya there with Saito and Kenshin, and he's like, where's the experimental battle? The next one. So that's pretty much where the chapter ends. But yeah, it's really sad part where AG, kind of just loses it, and there's nothing they can do about it. So, but yeah, it's sad, it's disheartening. It's sad to see, because I was really hoping that, AG would join them and maybe, be part and learn to accept them on their team. But I don't know. It just seems like he's probably not going to be able to accept them as part of their team. The Jupongatana is what I'm talking about. Sojiro especially. Even though Sojiro didn't kill his parents, right? Sojiro's just the guy. Is just, he fought Kenshin. He's the one he remembers, right? But anyways, yeah. So, on to the discussion questions, guys. On to the discussion questions. I know that was kind of long for a visual review, but, it's a little different, I want to try something a little different. So here are my discussion questions. You guys can see it's my Kenshin and Seijiro Hiko. This is actually a notepad, so I've got actual questions on here. So question number 1. How did Byakuya prepare so much in advance? We kind of talked about this. How did he do it? Supernatural powers? Kenshin, we've established that he has supernatural powers. I don't know if it's black magic or what it is, but he's got some supernatural power, and he's able to communicate with others without even, obviously, Doi came to him communicating things, but he's able to get materials and live off of them without any help, right? That's really crazy. He also accepted being a prisoner. He accepted this after seeing Mishima, Eiji, his determination, his fierce face. He kind of accepted it. This is what we should do. So I find that interesting. But how did he prepare so quickly? How much he prepared? He's got a lot of things on his own. Like I said, he's eaten. Snake, it's boiled. It looks like grilled snake or something like that. I mean, it's not your average prisoner food. So, but anyways, this is pretty cool. Next question. Where is the next experimental battle? Okay, so I wrote out possible places in this notebook, which is Shishio and Sojiro. Okay, so if we recap, the main place is Mount Hakodate, right? That's in Hakodate. It's a port city. It's surrounded by water. It's a great place, right? Goryokaku Fortress is there. Obviously Mount Hakodate. Okay, and also Kabato Prison, okay? Kabato Prison's about an hour or two away from Hakodate. So that was rated, right? That was the first experimental battle. Technically, it's like their first one, right? Their first mock battle, their first experimental battle, and it was successful, right? And then the second one. Okay, the second one. Where is this gonna happen? I have some possible places. So Otaru. Otaru is a port city as well. It is on the far west side, past Sapporo. Okay, so it's near the Sea of Japan, but it's a really nice place. It's more for there's a sake distillery. There's like a music box. Now this is and there's glassworks and stuff like that. I don't know the materials and like sources they would go for, but I'm thinking of historical places. So Sapporo Sapporo has a historical building, the Hokkaido government building, the old Hokkaido government building in Sapporo. I'm not saying they're going to attack it, but maybe something might happen in Sapporo, because Sapporo is the largest city in Hokkaido. It is the most popular one as well. So that is a very big possibility. Another one is Asahikawa. It's the second largest city. Now, I don't know. I would say for resources mostly, but maybe there's more value to them. And then the third one is Wakanai, and this is the northernmost point of Japan. So, I mean, this is towards Russia. So these are some possible places that might, the experimental battles might take place. Now, like I said, the government building of Hokkaido, that might be possible. That might be possible. Because all these places that has been taking place, Kabato prison, that's a real prison in history, and obviously Nagakura Shinpachi, he actually trained prisoners there. I mean, that's where our character is coming from. So, but anyways, that's just some ideas. Sapporo, Otaru, those are the two that I really think that might have a possibility of being where the next one is. And maybe it's in Hakodate. Maybe it's also in Hakodate. Who knows? But yeah, that's just something to think about. Okay, the next discussion question. Will AG join Kenshin and Saito in the upcoming battle against Kenkaku Heki? Well, like I said, it is very difficult to determine right now. He's got to accept the fact that Sojiro and the rest of them are in this to help. They are their strength. No matter what they did in the past, their strength has to, they need their strength for this battle, regardless of what happens. So I'd say it's going to be really tough for AG to accept that. So I don't know. And especially with the little thing we got in chapter 18 with AG, I just don't know. I don't think that AG might join the battle. I don't know. I have a bad feeling that something might happen. Okay, the next question. Will AG let his rage take over? Will he attack one of the Jupongatana? Like, just suddenly, just start... kind of like he was doing before, but this time as a surprise. And the second question is, will Byakuya notice him again? And will he try to get him on his side? And, try to awaken the little demon? Because remember, Byakuya was the one that saw his fighting spirit as the little demon. And, he's like, there's this little demon inside of him, but he's just not been awakened yet. I just get this bad feeling that maybe AG is going to have a harsh, kind of path to follow. And if that is the case, I hope there's redemption, because Kenshin is all about redemption. Kenshin, how, he was an assassin, and then he becomes the protector who doesn't kill. I mean, it's all about redemption, right? And Inoshi was the same thing. His sister was supposedly, he thinks, Kenshin killed her, but she was trying to protect him, and there's, it was all about redemption and learning to forgiveness. And I know Inoshi will be in this upcoming arc, so maybe Inoshi is the one who would understand AG's situation the most, about, if he goes to, a darker path and he tries to get him back. I would love that. Because Kenshin's all about redemption, like I said. And that would be a really good way to show Inoshi as how far he's come as well. And if you don't know who Inoshi is, it's Kenshin's former brother-in-law, right? Tomo's younger brother. So, but anyways, this scene at the very end of the chapter reminded me so much of Inoshi. So that's why I think Inoshi might come in the story and be very pivotal to Eiji's character. So I'm hoping that's the case. Like I said, if we do see AG going down a darker path, I do hope we get that redemption in the end. Or maybe Ashitaro would be the one to come in. But Inishi would be more interesting, I think, because, he's been through it. He's been through it with his sister dying, with Kenshin being the one, to kill her, and there's just a lot to it. And, he spent a lot of time trying to forget and forgive. So we'll see what Wasuki has in store. But anyways, that's my review and discussion, guys. So what's to come in the upcoming chapters? Like I said, I hope AG does get, has redemption, but I just feel like he might go down a darker path. It just feels that way. In the next chapter, we will learn about Byakuya, and we are going to get a fight between Kenshin and Byakuya, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully I can get that out next week. I hope you guys enjoyed my review and discussion, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one.